to learn. I was sitting one day when the Lord laid these words in my heart. He just spoke to me. He says, when you learn to trust God, you become less worried about outcomes and circumstances. I mean, that word triggered a confidence in my heart. Because even in that moment, I was being anxious about a certain thing that happened that I wasn't really comfortable about. Then he says to me that when you learn to trust God, you get to a point in your life where you become less worried over outcomes and over circumstances. Just because you know God is faithful and because you know He's sovereign over all things. And that, it gave me a courage. You see, there are moments in lives where situations happen around us that are so not pleasant. Outcomes. We had expectations, but things did not work out as per our expectations. In that moment, you can feel like, oh, everything is bad. Oh, it's not going to happen again. Especially when it has to do with maybe, something that you want to do with your life, or a dream, or something, even prophecy. Many times people have their own expectations of how things are supposed to be when it comes to the fulfillment of certain words. I remember the Bible spoke about the story of Mary, how she got pregnant. When the angel came to this lady, she was like, oh, how will these things be, because I don't know a man. And then the angel says, oh, the Holy Ghost will come upon you and you shall be with a child. So sometimes you're in the midst of a certain expectation, a season where you have an expectation for something because the prophecy came per se, and then it doesn't go as you are expected. You might not feel like, oh, so it means that this thing that was said will not happen, because you felt like if this is to happen, it means that this outcome must first happen. But now God is saying that there are moments when the outcome might not align with our expectation, but it doesn't mean that the end result will not be obtained. So you get to a place in your life when you really trust God. You understand that yes, things might not play out the way you had anticipated they will, but yet you are still confident in having your expected end, because God is faithful and because God is sovereign even over all things. God bless you. Shalom.